record. Okay, we'll see how this goes. So I just made a little PowerPoint and I'm going to share a couple of things and then we'll do just some questions and chat a little bit at the end. Does that sound good to you guys?
Sounds great.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Yep. Okay, so let me see if I can get this PowerPoint up here. Alrighty. Oh, good, and I can still see your faces. Okay, can you guys see this PowerPoint on your screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just want to welcome everyone. You guys are part of my inaugural Zoom call meeting era. I don't know what to call
You're getting so fancy, Denise.
I know, right? I'm super excited to have you guys, and I feel like part of the idea of what I really want you guys to feel like you have is the support and the accountability, right? That's why we do the challenge groups. That's why we do almost everything we do as far as the online communication and emailing and texting. And it's just having that feeling of community and sisterhood and feeling like we really have someone to turn to on those days that are harder and those days when we're like, guess what I did? I want to tell someone, you know. I want to obviously share the successes as well, but I think especially on those times when it's hard. I know this winter has been insane with everyone being so crazy, and you guys have experienced some injuries and back problems, and I know me and Sam both have autoimmune diseases, and it just for me that has made all of the difference in the world, is feeling like I have a place to go to share these things with you guys and with my coach, and I hope that you feel that. I hope that you feel that community.
Yes.
So welcome. I think I see Audrey. Are you here, Audrey? Maybe not. Okay. So I just want to start out by showing you guys some exciting results. These two girls aren't here right now, but these were two of my February challengers. The one on the left is Bailey, and she has just been doing this for 3 weeks. She did the 21-day boot camp in February, and look at her truck.
Wow.
I was like so impressed. I was like,
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
and then the one on the right is Kylie, one of my other challengers, and I just am so proud of what they did. It's so exciting to see the progress that they've made.
That's so encouraging.
I know, isn't
It
it
is.
fun? I just love it. So whenever you guys want to, send me your pictures and we'll cheer you on too. I know sometimes some people are like, I don't want to do that, but definitely be taking them, because Bailey told me, she actually came to work out with me on Saturday morning. We did a little just group workout at our church, and she told me, she's like, I don't know, I feel good, but I can't really tell a difference. And then she went home and took this second picture yesterday, and she sent it to me, and she goes, oh my gosh, I had no idea, like, look what I've done. And
Wow.
so it was really cool to see her say, like, I feel better, but I can't see a difference, but then to go back and compare it and really see it herself, and that's when you really get excited and motivated, I think, is when you can start to see those changes. So congratulations to those girls.
Yes,
These ones I wanted to congratulate too, and neither of them are here either, but Morgan was our challenger a couple weeks ago, challenger of the week for the middle of February, and then Bailey was my boot camp challenger of the week, and I will be calculating some new ones tonight. I should have done that before this call, but I'll be doing
That is so cool.
2 new challengers
That
of the
is
week
awesome.
tonight, so look forward to that. So congratulations to those girls. And then I just want to make sure that you guys are all set up for March, that you know what's going on. So there's just 2 groups that I'm going to have going on in March. So number 1 is, I know my group names are super, super cheesy, but we have this spring sisterhood of the springtime sweat, right?
I think your names are cool.
I like it.
It's fun, right? So and Judy, since you've been in the Winter Wonder Women, that's going to be our new spring group. So that one finished up today, and then the Sisterhood one will start tomorrow. And then Sarah, you're going to be in the March boot camp. And then once you finish the March boot camp, you're going to move into the spring one that these guys are in. So you're meeting some of your new friends a month ahead of time already.
Right. Yeah, you'll be one step ahead.
Yeah. So those are the two groups that are starting tomorrow. So do make sure, before I move on, do make sure that you go in and reintroduce yourself. I know that Judy and Sam, you guys have done this several times now, but do go in and reintroduce yourself, because my February girls will be moving in and they won't know necessarily anyone that's been there for a while. And just tell them a little bit about your journey, tell them about your family, kind of what your goals are and stuff. Sarah, you've already introduced yourself in your new group, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure I saw that. So that's awesome. And then when you move in to the spring group in April, you'll introduce yourself at that point in that group. So
Okay.
kind of fun things to look forward to. Okay, so just a couple things that I wanted to show you guys. This month, I'm not really a sports fanatic at all. I don't really care about sports that much. I enjoy going to live sports events, but March is always about March Madness and basketball and stuff, right? And I just wanted you guys to think, okay, like, do I have a game plan? Because when we fail to plan, we plan to fail, right? If we don't set ourselves up with intention every day, and if we don't have a plan, the chances of us achieving our goals and really reaching what we are setting out to achieve is unlikely to happen, right?
Right.
So I just want all of you to sit down maybe tonight or this week and just make sure that you have a solid game plan for the next month. I like to usually plan a month at a time, and then every Sunday I like to plan the week out. And I have this is my gigantic planner that I lug around everywhere. It's really fat, but it's super nice to always have a plan. I'm a grandma. I use a paper planner.
I do too.
But I think it's just, sometimes you need, at least me, I'm a visual learner and I need to see it right in front of my face. And writing it down helps me remember it better, and I wouldn't remember anything if I didn't write it down.
I'm the same way.
So having a plan is just so important. So just a couple of the things that I want you guys to be aware of. I'm going to try and do these calls every Sunday night. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the best schedule for everyone. In my brain, it made the most sense after, some of us have put kids to bed, and we can kind of, after we've done all of our fun family stuff and church or whatever. I don't know. Obviously you guys are here, but does this time work for you guys generally?
It does.
Usually it does for me, yes.
Okay, so we'll see. Maybe I'll do a poll in some of the groups and see if there's any other time that would work, and we could alternate if this time never works for someone. I don't know. But for the month of March, I'm going to do a Sunday night call every week.
Okay.
And it'll just be kind of a prep for the week. I'll usually come up with some kind of thought or story or training or something to show you guys. And then we'll do questions. If you have any questions or successes that we want to share, struggles that we've been having, we can just chat about those things. So that's on Sundays. Then, so right here on Mondays, can you guys see my mouse?
Yes.
So, so on Monday, tomorrow, we have the new challenge groups starting, obviously. These are some of the Beachbody launches. Tomorrow for coaches. So Autumn Calabrese, the trainer that does 21 Day Fix, and she did 80 Day Obsession. She is launching her new nutrition program, and it's called Ultimate Portion Fix. And it's a series of video modules. So like Judy, I know you've done Tubey Mindset with Alana. It's going to be similar in the sense that it is nutrition based and it is video based. And so there's 6 modules, and it will go over how to really incorporate the container system into your life. There's going to be how to incorporate it with kids and getting family meals prepped using containers, a lot of the science behind macronutrients and how to understand. So that's going to be pretty exciting. That's coming out tomorrow for coaches and then on the 18th for customers. And so that'll be a cool new program. That one is never going to go into the Beachbody On Demand library though. So that one is like a separate thing you have to purchase, like 2B Mindset. So
Okay.
it's kind of a fun launch happening this week. Every Monday morning at 9 o'clock my time. So that would be 8 o'clock on the West Coast. Beachbody does a thing called National Wake Up Call, and it's mostly for coaches, but if you ever want to like tune in and just see what's going on in the Beachbody world, they always have a guest speaker. And that's kind of fun. So there's a Beachbody Facebook page that they do that live on if you're ever interested. Just so you know.
Oh, cool.
And then none of you guys are here in Idaho with me. I wish you were, but on Saturdays, I'm starting to do a live workout with anyone who is within driving distance. So if you're ever in the neighborhood or you ever come to Yellowstone, you're welcome to come to that Saturday morning. Come stay with me. I have a guest room. So that's what we're going to do on Saturdays. So anyway, my plan for this month is I'm going to start over Transform 20, and I'm going to do his hybrid calendar where I'm going to add in weights instead of just doing the steps that I've been doing. And so I think it's like every, I don't know, Tuesday and Friday or something, I add in a weight workout instead of the step workout. So what are you guys doing this month? What are your workout plans?
I'm starting over with the 21-day fix and getting back on track.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
What about you? Oh, go ahead, Sam.
No, it's okay.
What are you doing, Judy?
I am still on restriction from my chiropractor. I can only walk or do the elliptical, but I have decided that using my elliptical at home is just too easy to make excuses. So today I went to the gym because that's part of our amenities in our neighborhood. We have 2 state-of-the-art gyms that we have access to.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to start doing that until I can get back into a workout. And I would like, once I can get into working out, I'd like to do clean week over and then start with something like 21-day fix.
Awesome.
So that's my plan for now. And I'm just, it's easier for me to go out and do it in the gym because I don't feel like I'm isolated. I see other people working out and I don't feel like I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing the spin class.
Yeah. You love that, the spin class?
Yeah, that's why I've been going to the spin class.
That was one of my favorite classes when I used to go to a gym.
I need the socialization. I work from home and I'm here like 24/7. So that's my outing is to go to spin class. And I still do my other workout on top of it.
I love it. What do you do for work, Sam? What's your job?
I do medical billing from home. I work for chiropractors and do their billing and bill the insurances and call the insurance and see why they don't pay and all that fun jazz.
Yay. People are like,
some days
I want to talk to you. What do you do, Judy? Do you work?
I do not anymore. When we moved to Houston in 2011, I gave up my teaching position and homeschooled my boys for 2 years and then stuck them into the public school system here, which has been, the education system in Houston or in Texas is much better than Louisiana. So I stay home a lot as well, but my boys are older.
Yeah.
So,
you have 3 boys like me too, right?
I do. They're 22, 19, and 17. So
I don't want mine to get that big.
I didn't either, and it happened so quick to me. But I tell you what, they are so protective of me. When my husband isn't home, they pick up the slack, and I just absolutely love being a boy mom.
Yeah. So Sarah, do you know what you're gonna do this month yet? Have you decided on the program?
No, I need to go take a look at the catalog.
Okay, that's awesome. And that's cool. That's going to be the first post tomorrow is exploring Beachbody On Demand and how to kind of navigate it and how to pick out your program.
Okay, because I did take a look at it. I just didn't explore it too much.
Yeah, and that's fine. I do recommend starting with clean week and then doing 21-day fix. Those are kind of the the intro program. So I'll have you look at those first. You don't have to choose those. You can, there's like a trailer on each one, and I'm actually going to talk about that for a second. And tell us what your job is, Sarah.
I work at a credit union. I work in the card department, so like if your card's not working, you call me and I tell you why.
People do want to talk to you. I need my card.
Sometimes, but I also do the disputes. That's a huge thing I do. December was pretty popular. People weren't getting their packages for Christmas. So we had to dispute those, saying, hey, company, you got to send us the product or give us a refund.
Yeah. Well, fun. Sarah is so cute. She just got married last year. It's your 1-year anniversary really soon, right?
Yep, on the 23rd. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
So cute. Okay, so just making sure you have a game plan. The thing that has changed a lot for me when I started Beachbody was before, a lot of the time I would like actually put on my workout clothes and be like, I'm gonna work out today, right? And then I would just wear my workout clothes all day, and then I didn't work out. And so just having a game plan, I do not have to think about what I'm gonna do. I just do whatever's on my calendar. I do the next day. I do whatever Shanti tells me to do, or I do whatever Autumn tells me to do. And just having that game plan ready to go, so it's not a question of will I work out or will I do this thing or what should I do? It's just, okay, what time am I going to do it, and just get it done, right? So this will probably be mostly for Sarah, and if you guys have any other tips, chime in, but maybe you'll learn something new too. I'm not sure. But for every single program on Beachbody On Demand, there is a list of program materials. So if you click, here on the workouts, or you can get to it from lots of different ways too. So this is Transform 20, the program that I've been doing. You always want to come in here to program materials, and then the get started guide. You want to read through the whole thing. That's always pretty short. It's usually like 6 or 7 pages. It's not a big deal, but you always want to read through the whole thing, because sometimes there's little tweaks that are different from program to program, and that's where you'll get that information. And then you always want to come here to the nutrition tab and the calendar and tracking tab. That's so important. Every time you start a new program, or like if you're starting fresh with 21 Day Fix or Clean Week or whatever, you always want to come into the program materials, because if you're just doing the workouts or just doing the nutrition, you're not going to get the full results that you could if you're doing the whole program. And that's one of the things I love, especially when I change programs, when it changes up a little bit and it's like, oh, something new in my life, right? So always come to the program materials. And then one of the things I would definitely recommend is always print your calendar. Have it in front of your face, so that you can mark it off every day, so that you don't have to be like, what was I doing today? You can be like, oh yeah, Tuesday is faster. That's what I'm doing today. Or Tuesday is cardio, whatever. Saturday is cardio flow. Or whatever your program is that you're doing, print it off so that you have it right there. Mine is literally right here on my bulletin board up above my computer. So I see it every day. I cross it off. I write down my numbers of these little transformers that we have. And it's just right there for you. So that's number one. I would always recommend is print your calendar, and then figure out your meal plan. So if you are doing like Judy, I don't know, are you still doing 2B Mindset?
I'm doing 2B Mindset, but I did order the containers from 21 Day Fix to try to keep control of my portions.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this right here is how we figure out our meal plan for using the containers. So each program is slightly different. Like when I did Shift Shop, that one has a little bit different program with the containers, because you end up cutting out carbs by the 3rd week. So some of them have little differences, but for the most part, they're the same. But that's why you want to go into the program materials for each program that you're doing. So like me, I'm right here on the line between Plan A and Plan B, because this says 168 pounds or less, and I was 171 this morning. So Autumn always says you are whatever plan you are. So since I'm 171, I am Plan B until I get to 168. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
If you're doing one of these plans though, and you feel hungry, and let me make a disclaimer about this. You can only say that you feel hungry if you have. Are you going to bed, buddy? I love you. Will you say hi to my friends? Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Rum. Good night, buddy. So you have to eat all of the containers before you can say, but I'm still hungry. So if you get halfway through the day and you've eaten all of your carbs, but only 2 vegetables, and you're like, but I'm still hungry, well, go eat your other vegetable, right?
Yes.
So make sure you've eaten all of your containers. And then if you still feel like you're hungry, the rule is drink more water, add a vegetable, and add a protein. If you still feel hungry after you've done that, then maybe you need to consider bumping up one plan.
Okay.
But for the most part, I have found that I usually am on the opposite end. I'm usually like, I'm too full. I can't eat all of these containers.
That's my problem.
Yeah. And
so,
so
my shake.
That's a better, my shake always fills me up, especially when I put fruit and vegetable in it too. Or sometimes I'll put oatmeal in it to make it thicker. So yeah, definitely just learning about the containers. That's one of the reasons I'm super excited about the Ultimate Portion Fix that's coming out, because I just feel like the more I understand like the science behind nutrition, the more it's really cool. Like even my little 6-year-old Hiram that was just here, like he'll ask me, he'll be like, Mom, can I have this, whatever treat he wants? And I'll be like, well, have you had any protein today? And he's like, oh yeah, I just have some more protein and more vegetable before I have my sugar. And it's just really cute to see him like learning. Awesome. And like I haven't sat down and be like, hey, let's learn about protein and macronutrients or anything, but just watching me, I can tell that he is learning, and it's super exciting. So anyway, each plan in the program materials has a chart like this, or some of them are like a calculation you do where you will calculate your weight times a certain number, and then depending on how active you are and blah, blah, blah. So just always make sure you go to the program materials and figure out what plan you're on for your program. The next thing is that this has really helped me a lot is actually printing out my food list for the program. Most of them are similar, but some of them have slight differences. Like, for example, in 21 Day Fix, mayonnaise was on the list, but in 80 Day Obsessions, it wasn't. So, like, there's just little tiny differences in some things like that. But, like, for 21 Day, or for Transform 20 that I'm doing right now, I have these are what my lists look like. And so I just print these, and if something is not on my list, I just don't buy it. Okay. So those Oreos, unfortunately, are not on my list.
That's a bummer.
And I know, I'm really sad about it.
That's depressing.
And I'm not saying that I never have treats, because I do. I have treats every week. Like I'll take my kid out to ice cream, or we'll, whatever. I try and make treats something where it's a holiday or a celebration, or we're going out rather than having it in my house, because that's harder to avoid, obviously. But just knowing for sure what's on your list, and always just shopping from that list rather than being like, would this count? And that's just kind of the mindset that I've had to shift from, making these elaborate meals or buying frozen or packaged things, to just, hey, I need a vegetable right now, or I need a healthy fat. What should it be? It's going to be avocado today, because that's what I do every day. And just always eating from these lists. Okay. So there's that. And then after you know what program you're doing, you know what meal plan you're on, you know what food you should be buying, tracking. This is one of the things that is still hard for me, because I either am out and I forget my notebook, or I just don't think about it, or whatever. But this is so important, because a lot of times I'll get to the end of the day and be like, I'm hungry, and I'll be like, I don't really know what I've eaten today. What? And so here, having some kind of system to track is super important. To really, I don't know, they say, like, in business, you will never grow anything that you can't measure, right? If you're not tracking something, you really can't determine whether it's gotten better or what direction you really need to go. And nutrition is 90% of a healthy lifestyle. The workouts are great and they help us develop muscle and get strong, but if we're not eating right, it'll never matter, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. This is Teton. Put it on your bed.
With that,
what were you gonna say?
I think also tracking it, you visually see what you're eating.
Exactly.
And you kind of realize, oh, you know, you can see where your weaknesses and your strengths are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like when I was doing,
to be honest, I never track and I'm not doing any, nothing's changed. And I think that's where I need the visual.
Yes. For example, I realized when I was doing 80 Day Obsession, it's supposed to be like, a more intense program. So my meal plan was bigger. I had more of every category of food. And I realized I always ate all 4 of my carbs every day. I never ate all 6 of my vegetables.
Yeah.
And so that was very telling, right? If there was any category I should have been always getting in, it should have been the vegetables. And if there's any category I was going to skip, it should have been the carbs. And so having that visual, I think is really important. So I've done it lots of different ways. This middle one is actually the one that I did when I did 21 Day Fix. This helped me see visually, like, here's a gift. Do you guys see this? Oh, love it. Great. Oh, apparently my first group meeting was only supposed to be 40 minutes long. Great.
We're going to get kicked out before we
They're giving me a gift. It's now unlimited. We can stay here all night.
Where do we get the tracker?
Okay, so this one in the middle, I just got off Pinterest. I just typed in 21 Day Fix meal track. I don't know what I typed in, but I found this one on Pinterest. And I loved how it kind of broke it down, like, a carb and a fruit and a protein. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Right? Like I can have a piece of toast with, a half a banana and 2 eggs or something. Or I can have some oatmeal with yogurt and blueberries or whatever, You can, but I liked this breakdown of it. And then this, I usually did like broccoli with ranch or no, a healthy fat would be like cheese or avocado. But whatever. So that made sense in my mind. That's what I did when I was doing 21 Day Fix. This is another example over here where you actually write out what you're eating or plan it out here and then just check it off as you eat each one. And I like how this one has your water too, because that's one of my struggles is getting in all my water. And so that's another one you can print out, you could even do this like 4 to a page and have, 12 days on 1 sheet of paper, or do a whole thing for the 3 days, whatever you want to do. This one right here on the right, this is the actual tracker booklet that you get if you order the 21 Transform 20. So this was my little booklet that I had, but it is online in the program materials under the like calendar and tracking. Like it's a PDF in there. So it's the exact same book. This is, you can see the exact same thing, but you can just print it right from your computer. So that's kind of cool. And I actually did really like this one because it had me weigh myself every single day. It had me write in what my workout was. It had me, when I woke up, I would write how I was feeling that day. And it was kind of interesting. It also had me record like how much sleep I got, and those were always very correlated.
Yeah.
How I was feeling compared to my sleep. And so anyway, I like to, it had like these daily challenges and how I conquered them. So this one was a little bit more of like a health and wellness journal than just a food tracker. But I kind of liked it. I liked the daily reflection. But anyway, it does not matter how you track, it just matters that you do track. And that you find a system that makes sense in your head. When I did ones like these ones, the 2 on the left, I would laminate them, or you could put them in like a sheet protector or whatever, and then I actually used just a dry erase marker on my fridge, and I would just check off my boxes every day and then erase it every morning.
That's a good idea.
And that really worked for my brain.
Yeah.
And it was
and it saves paper too.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to print it over and over again. And it was kind of fun too, because my husband, you know, he doesn't really want to do any of this with me still. I'm still trying to convince him. But when I would be like, hey, I need a snack, go make me a snack, honey. He would be like, well, what color do you need? And he would go and he would find me something that matched the boxes on the fridge that I still needed.
Heck yeah.
So even though he's not fully into it yet, he is still like learning, and he is he's more mindful of what he eats, even though he still has a problem with eating all white food. Oh man, I swear, he only wants potatoes and bread.
That sounds like my husband too.
Right?
It's crazy. And you know what? My husband will say, I think I need to lose like 10 pounds. And like the next day he's 5 pounds less. I'm like, it's not
so
fair.
How they do that, isn't it?
Yes. It's not fair.
I know. That's mine too. He can just drop the weight the minute he decides he wants to. And then,
Yeah.
like, work hard for this. Well, do you guys have any questions about any of that stuff that we chatted about?
No, I'm good.
That's kind of a deep, like a quick dive in for you, Sarah, because that's all new to you. But that's a really good way to start. Just always have a plan for your program. Go to the program materials, print your calendar, print your food list, and then have some kind of tracker that you're working from every day. So just this is the last little thing I wanted to just chat with you guys about. Professional, I should have put personal. I meant personal development. I talk about professional development a lot in my class that I teach, because I teach teachers how to be teachers. I meant personal development, your mindset, reading, listening to podcasts, you know, inspiring YouTube videos, whatever it is that you like to do. So this little quote that I found here just says, in a growth mindset, your flaws are just a to-do list of things to improve. And I think it's so important that daily we are always working on the way that we think, because I know that my mindset has changed so much since I started doing this. I used to tell myself every day how lazy I was and what a bad mom I was, and if I were just better, then this could be blah blah. You know, like just that mean voice that's in your head. And that will never ever inspire us, motivate us, or help us in any way.
True.
Talk to ourselves like that. So, hi Stephanie, are you here?
Yes, sorry.
No, you're good. It's really dark in your room.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm glad you're here.
She doesn't want us to see her.
I was putting my son to bed, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're good.
Going there.
So the whole idea behind personal development every day is that we can work out our body and we can fuel our body right with the food, but if our mind isn't right, we can't lead a positive life with a negative mind. And so figuring out what it is that we need to work on, and then just working on it. Not saying like, oh, this is why, like this, I fail at this and I'm horrible at this and blah, blah, but just saying like, hey, what's one of these things that I can improve upon this week, and how can I become better at it, or become a master at it, or, you know, just looking at those things we can improve, and looking at it as just an opportunity to get better, rather than I'm failing and I'm horrible, and, you know, telling yourself any of those things, because that doesn't help.
No.
And just, I love Marianne Williamson. She always has really good gems of thoughts, but she said you must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. And that to me has been so critical, because I would always look at people that were athletic or skinny or toned or had a lot of muscle or could do marathons or even 5Ks or whatever, and I'd be like, those people are other. Like, I am not those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would look at my friends that, you know, they would like go rock climbing, and I was like, you're weird, that's so hard, I would die. And I have had to retrain my brain. Like, they don't have to be other. I can be part of that group, even though I'm still like a klutzy white girl and I can't dance, and I, you know, like, I still am not very good at a lot of sports. I'm not super coordinated, but like this last summer, I climbed a giant like mountain rock in the middle of the Oregon coast by myself with my dog. And it's something that I never would have tried before because I would have been really worried about hurting myself or that I couldn't do it or whatever. Last month or 2 months ago or something, we went on a big group date and we went to a rock climbing gym, and I had never done that before, and I'd always been really scared about it. And I did it, and it wasn't like as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it was really empowering to just do something I had always held myself back from because I felt like I was physically incapable. And I was still kind of awkward, but awkward to me, I've learned, is not something that should stop me from trying new things.
Right.
So just retraining our brain, learning a new way to think so that we can master a new way to be. So that's the end of that little slideshow that I have for you. Let me do that. There we go. So just tell me a little bit about what your guys' plans are for this week, and if you have any questions or anything that you're struggling with.
I'm gonna try not to use too many words because I like to talk.
You're fine. Don't worry.
We love it when you talk, Judy.
I will tell everybody my life story, no matter who they are. But I think this week I am determined to go to the gym, get out of the house, and not worry about my physical limitations. Because, when I first started with my boot camp in November, I was only restricted because of the arm injury I suffered. And once my orthopedic doctor cleared me, I was so excited, and then suffered a back injury. So that's holding me back. And instead of focusing on what I can't do, I'm going to focus on what I can do.
I love that.
And that's what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to focus on what I can do, and I'm going to give it all I've got. And that's the plan. My nutrition has been pretty good. Every time I feel like I'm starting to slack, I rewatch the videos from To Be Mindset, and it just kind of gets me back into that thinking, and remember those rules. So that's it for me.
I love it. Good goals.
Yes.
How about you, Sam?
I think I'm going to, a lot like Judy, just not hold myself back. I'm going to start tracking what I eat, start using my containers faithfully and not sparingly.
Yeah.
So my portion
Funny
size.
how our eyeball, like, I'm going to eyeball it, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger.
Not working in my favor. And then I'm listening to Girl Wash Your Face again, and her new book comes out on the 19th, which I already pre-ordered, which is Girl Stop Apologizing.
I'm excited.
Those are my new self-developments, and I've been listening to more podcasts and trying not to, just like putting more positive in my life and not negativity. So I'm really working on that because last 2 months have been living in the negative land, and
it's hard to get out of it once you get in.
It is.
Right? Like being in a well or a hole without a ladder.
Exactly. And so I've had to do a whole mind shift, and now I'm at the top where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's where my goal is.
That's awesome.
Good. Okay, what are speaking of podcasts, what are some of the ones that you guys listen to? What are some ones you like?
I've been listening to Rise, which would still be along with Girl Wash Her Face and
Rachel
stuff like
Hollis.
that. And then
doesn't she have two? Like there's a Rise.
She has Rise, and then
for women,
Together.
and then the one is like for marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got both. And then I've been listening to Dave Ramsey because I'm trying to get my budget under control. So
I love him.
Stepping out of my box on like what I'm listening to. Just like been finding different things like that are positive. I'm not super religious, but I'm trying to get into that. So I've been listening to things about religion and things like that, so that I can, figure out where I want to go with it.
Very cool.
So that's something else I've been listening to and doing as well. Oh, my thumb's like right in the camera. Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. What does your wall say right there, Sam? Behind you.
It says
life is not about measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the breaths that take you away. The
moments that take your breath away.
Yes.
Isn't that the quote that Hitch says, Will Smith?
Yeah.
That movie Hitch. Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't.
If you haven't seen that, you have to go watch it. It's super funny. I love Will Smith.
And then on the over on above my door, it says, "Always kiss me goodnight."
Oh, cute.
We have positive little things in our room.
That's adorable.
And my husband keeps coming in and going, "Are you done yet?"
Almost. The PowerPoint's over.
He keeps just looking at me.
So, Sarah, she said she's going to work on figuring out a program for tomorrow. Stephanie, do you know what you're going to do starting this week? We kind of all chatted about what programs we're on.
I'm going to do the Transform 20.
Oh, cool.
One.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you do you have your step already? Did you order a step or did you get one from somewhere else? I forget.
Yeah, I have my step, and then tonight I need to go make sure I know how to turn it on.
Awesome. It's pretty self-explanatory. I recorded this call, and so if you want to, you can go back and I walk you through the first 3 steps of picking the program.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can go back and look at that. If I figure out how to post it, if it actually record. So yay, that's exciting. I'm actually starting over Transform 20 tomorrow too. So you and me will probably be on the same schedule-ish. I'm gonna add the weight workouts in, so I'll be a little bit different. Well, awesome. Stephanie and Sarah, do you guys have any personal development that you're doing right now? Any books or podcasts or anything?
I do want to read that the Girl Wash Your Face one. That's on my list, so I should get that one and read it.
It's good on Audible too. If you're not a person who likes to read or doesn't have time to sit down and read, listening to it is really good as well.
Is
I'm
Rachel
try that as well.
Is Rachel actually the one that narrates it?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I like her a lot. What about you, Sarah?
Right now I'm in a book club and they're reading the Book Thief. So
Okay.
I need to get that done because we're meeting next week.
Awesome. That's fun. Well, I am going to give you a challenge then this week to find something that is personal development. So either a podcast or a book or just a YouTube video or something. One of the ones I always recommend to start with, if you don't know any, is it's called Better Than Happy. And it's a podcast, and podcasts are free, so it's kind of funny. Fun. But her name's Jody Moore is the one that does that one, and I like that one a lot. She's helped me a lot to kind of retrain the way that I think about things, and that a lot of times we make things mean something just because of the way we're thinking about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that way. So just because my kid is being a terrorist does not mean that I'm a bad mom.
Right.
Well, that's what I tend to tell myself. Oh, what have I done wrong with this child? But I've started retraining myself. This situation does not mean that I am horrible or that I am failing or whatever. And just kind of thinking about things in a different way. So that's one that I recommend. Anyway, do you guys have any questions about anything or anything I can help you with specifically this week?
No, I'm good.
Call me out if I'm not posting.
Deal.
I'm not kidding. Call me out if I'm not posting.
Okay, I'll be on
That
it.
And I'll
means
cut
I'm up
back
to no
because
good, and I need someone to say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Where you at, Sam?
That's awesome because I really tried to pull back because I thought your answers are just way too long and no one else is talking as
Oh
much
no,
as
no,
you
no,
do,
girlfriend.
so
You keep going the way you are.
you need. So that's what I've done this time. I've actually held back, and tried to stay away so I don't feel like I'm being a bully and taking over the board.
Nope, you're a cheerleader. We all love it. So you don't pull back at all.
Okay. You might regret that tomorrow.
No, we will. You're funny.
Next Sunday, you may have a different discussion with me.
How to moderate your post.
I doubt that seriously that discussion's ever going to change. No
Yeah,
way.
it won't. Okay, well, I hope that these little Sunday night chats can be kind of fun and I'll prepare something to show you guys every day, and then if you ever have any questions or anything to share, this is a fun extra place to do that. So I'm so glad that you guys hopped on and that we got to do this tonight. And it's really nice to actually see your faces and hear your voices. And
it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah,
I agree.
Real.
I agree. I'm thankful for each one of you girls.
Well, we sure love all of you, and I'm excited for Stephanie and Sarah to start this week.
Yes.
And then they'll be in. Stephanie, you missed this, but Sam and Judy are in my ongoing group, but Sarah's starting brand new with you. And then in April, you guys will all be in the same group. So.
And then you all have to put up with us.
I know.
Yeah,
right? But y'all have to put up with me every day. So there you go.
Nah.
Keep us on track, Danae. Keep us on track.
You guys help me with accountability more than you know. That's why I do this, is so that I feel like somebody is waiting for me to show up. So I really appreciate someone being there to see that I show up.
No problem.
Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening and that you start the week off with a bang tomorrow and
Yes.
conquer those goals that you have. So
yes.
I will see you guys at 5 a.m. in the group tomorrow. Well, you have to be up at 5 a.m. I won't. That's when the posts will drop tomorrow morning. So we'll see you guys later.
Awesome. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.